Hey guys, a long time no see. It's only been a week, but I'm sure you've missed me because I've missed you. Some things have changed around here. If you're noticing, you're listening and you're watching, and you follow me on social, you might have noticed that I had a little rebrand, I had a little name change. Same show, different name, okay? I just feel like Reality with Raya is more aligned with what I'm trying to do, and I'm so excited for this new era. So thank you for being patient with me while I get all my stuff together. I had an amazing graphic designer design all my logos and stuff, and now I just need to work on an intro and a song, and I have to tell you that's the hardest part. So for now, we're just gonna raw dog it for, the next couple of episodes. I'm steadily working on it. I also redid my website, realitywithraya.com. Please go check it out. I think it looks really amazing. I'm gonna get some new merch for you guys. The Coffee Beans Vodka merch is still up if you want it. It's vintage. I don't know. It's kind of nostalgic. I might leave some up there because whatever, it is still part of my brand internally. It'll always be my firstborn. And yeah, I've been doing this podcast for 7 years, technically. And I did take 2 years off, and then so basically 5 years consistently. And then I added video in October of 2023, and it's been such a fun journey. I just feel like Reality with Raya is so much better for the brand, and it just really fits me. And I'm just I don't know, I'm just still so excited and so elated that I finally came up with something so obvious. So you guys, all of my stuff has changed. Go to realitywithraya.com to get everything. My handles, you can follow me, Reality with Raya, on TikTok and Instagram. If you're already following me, everything just basically changed over. The only thing that did change is my email, realitywithraya@gmail.com. I do still have Coffee Meets Vodka, but that email will eventually be inactive. So please update all your records and reach out to me, realitywithraya@gmail.com. By the way, I was having such issues with my email because I made it, and then 3 days later, Google was oh, a robot made this. Which is also not to say that I erratically rebranded and changed the name. I didn't. I had been thinking about this for years, and I know it's so funny, but I couldn't come up with anything. And then I literally woke up in the middle of the night one night, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and was oh my God, Reality with Raya. I texted my friend. I was dude, it was so obvious the whole time. I can't believe we both couldn't come up with that. Blah, 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 blah. And anyways, I got bombarded and stalked via Threads. I put out an SOS, and you know how much I love Threads. I guess don't do this. This is a PSA to all Thread users. I put out a thread saying, hey, looking for a graphic designer, reach out. Or I'm looking for a graphic designer, DM me or something like that. And I posted in the graphic designer community, literally got swarmed with bots and other graphic designers, which in the DMs, it's fine. But it was Threads DMs, Instagram DMs. Then I started getting emails. Then I started getting personal DMs. Then what really sent me over the edge, this is really where I drew the line, is they started texting me. It's not so much how you got my number and everything, because I am in real estate, and that is something that haunts me every day and makes me really scared that people have that much access to me and my personal phone number. But it's just a phone number. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But yeah, because it just kind of triggered my fight or flight, because I've dealt with stalking in the past, and it was a really scary situation in the span of 30 minutes to an hour. And I got 3 texts, and I just think that's 3 extremely too many. That's fucking weird. I don't know why people think they have the audacity to babe, if I'm not responding to your DM, if I'm not responding to your email, if I'm not responding to your LinkedIn message, and you're not even giving me like 24 hours or like weeks. This isn't a progressive. This isn't a span of 30 minutes. Seek help. Like, really, truly terrifying. Yeah. And so then I was like worried that, like, I don't know. I'm telling you, my fight or flight kicked in and I was like, oh my God, the bots are going to get me. And so, like, I just changed all my stuff really quick. I didn't put the name out there, Reality with Ray. I didn't put the name out there, but like, I don't know, in my head, I'm telling you, it was like a trauma response. But anyways, so that's why like it didn't have logos yet or anything, because I was like still working on it, but whatever, no time like the present. And then it freaked me out because my email, Google was like, oh, like, we think that, you know, you're going against our guidelines and like you're a robot. And I was like, oh my God, they've like figured out how to hack my email. I don't know. I just like panicked. But anyways, all's good with the email. Everything is secure. Website is done. realitywithraya.com, realitywithraya@gmail.com, Reality with Raya anywhere you get podcasts, and on YouTube, Reality with Raya on Instagram and TikTok. I have to say one last thing on the name change. I'm just so glad there's no dots, there's no underscores, there's no nothing. It's just Reality with Raya. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like, I'm truly, genuinely in love with it. I'm elated. I hope you guys are too. I would like to know feedback. And I know that I literally ask that all the time about feedback and no one likes to give me feedback. And it's just so crazy because it's like somebody who's so opinionated. I possibly could not help myself if somebody was like, no, give me feedback. Like, I'm begging. I would give the feedback. Like, I love to give my opinion, especially if it's like wanted. You know what I mean? Please, the floor is yours. That being said, let's get into today's episode. You guys, I have to tell you the time right now is 5:06 a.m. on Friday, April 24th. I know it's Friday. Episodes are still supposed to come out on Thursday. I have been slammed and we need to catch up on, you know, last week's pop culture highlights and this week's pop culture highlights. But I have to tell you, I literally woke up at 3 a.m. from a nightmare and get on social media. And what is the first thing that I see? Summer House reunion leaked audio. And we have to start there. We have to start this episode there. So I'm not going to play the audio for you, but I have transcribed it and I will be reading it. I don't want to get sued by Bravo. I don't want to repost it. I don't want to like spread the, you know, rumor mill about it. Which I have to say, like, as a viewer, that does suck. Like, I am not a huge fan of sleuths. Like, you know, so what? Bronwyn had some record that was like closed. Like, why do you feel like it's your job to uncover the truth and she's not being honest? Like, that's actually not true. You know what I mean? And therapy will tell you that, you know, it's not your story to tell. You don't get to force people's hands. That being said, in this regard, we do need to force Amanda and West's hands. And I'm sorry, Bronwyn, I didn't mean for you to catch a stray. I just like randomly thought about that because it's like, you know, like everybody just loves to uncover stuff and like leak audio. And I am a little bit annoyed about it because we've already been edged for like a month already because their statement, you know, that they posted was April 1st. It's April 24th. We've been on this Amanda and West roller coaster for 24 days. And we're going to have to wait another almost month for the Summer House reunion part 1 to drop. And it's like, I get it. We are all so excited and like, I don't know, but I do hate that the audio was leaked. So, but in that case, I am going to tell you what it was. Here, I'm going to read it to you, but I want to set the scene to you. Let me tell you, if you live under a rock and you haven't, wait, something else just happened. Okay, and me. I'm not even caught up on Southern hospitality. Okay, let me tell you the seating chart. Andy in the middle. To my right, his left, Amanda, West, Carl, Jesse, KJ, Dara, Levi. Where is she, by the way? Okay. To Andy's right, my left, Sierra, Kyle, Lindsay, Mia, Bailey, Ben. Okay. The reason why I think that's important is because when you hear the audio, it sounds very clear coming from Amanda. Like, Amanda's voice is the absolute clearest that you can hear on the audio. Whether that means whoever posted this on Reddit originally cleaned up the audio and made Amanda's louder, I don't know, but it literally feels like, this is my opinion. Like don't clip this. This is like what I feel like it is like somebody on production was like sitting right behind the couch, like their back to like Amanda's seat, and like had their phone and was like recording it, because then at the end you hear whoever's recording it chuckle from Sierra's last line, and they were like like, so I don't know, I can't tell if it was a boy's chuckle, a girl's chuckle, I don't know whose chuckle, but they were still talking and going at it on the couch. So I can't imagine Amanda's over here or Wes is over here like fumbling with his phone. I mean, and maybe they're sneakier than I am, clearly, but I don't know. To me, it sounds like either Wes or Amanda recorded it, because it sounds like the audio is in between both of them, but I couldn't imagine them recording it, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Because even Amanda is sitting right next to Andy, and Andy's voice feels very faint. Like, the only one that's super clear is Amanda. So, okay, let's get into it. Okay, I'm going to try to read to the best of my ability. You guys know it's a hard skill for me. Sierra, so you get to run amok because everyone is your friend. Lindsay, to be clear. Sierra, and you get to manipulate people and say whatever you want to them and get whatever you want from them. Kyle, that's why it seems so fraudulent. Sierra, yeah. Kyle, it's like you tell yourself something so you can be appeased with the schmuck you are, but everybody else has a completely different interpretation of their relationship with you. Mia, well, also, Amanda, why are you doing this? Like, why would you go from being married, and I'm not saying your relationship was perfect, but you went from being married to be one of Wes's side bitches? That's crazy. This is unnecessary. West, the statement that came out was incredibly rushed because of how insane this all became. Lindsay, you got smoked out. Andy, so why did you feel Amanda cut him off? No, there was a video that was out there, and the last thing I wanted for us was to continue denying it, and for this video of me in a very vulnerable, intimate situation to be used as blackmail or publicly released. Lindsay, so how long were you denying it? Amanda, I don't know what the video was. Somebody else was speaking here, but I couldn't hear and tell whose voice it was. And would you have even came if the video didn't come out, meaning to the reunion? Amanda, 1,000%. But if I could explain, Carl, where was the apology for Sierra and the statement? KJ, the apology was so bad. Sierra, because I sent you a text message and I asked you when the rumors came out, is this true? No, me and Wes are just friends. Amanda, and I denied it. And I 1,000% denied it, and I lied to you. Andy, why did you run? Amanda, because it was also new and I was figuring it out. There were so many layers and complications to this. The fact that he was seeing other people, the fact that I was still technically married. Carl, is it enough complications and layers to go, what the fuck were we doing? Sierra, so it was conscious that you guys talked about it. It wasn't a drunk hookup. You guys talked about it. You knew how weird it would be and you still chose to do it and are hiding it. Amanda, you can't help who you like and are attracted to. Sierra, you actually can. You actually can help it. Amanda, not from what you said. Amanda, I wasn't married anymore, Sierra. Sierra, you're legal by the state of New York. You're fucking married. Amanda, no, I'm sorry, but when I'm separated from somebody, I have to stay celibate and single for the rest of my life until the judge signs the paperwork. Sierra, no one was saying that you needed to stay celibate or whatever the fuck. But there are a million other fucking guys in New York, but you chose that one. And you know how much that fucked me up. You chose the one guy. Amanda, I didn't choose. Sierra, you're a fucking snake in the grass, Amanda. You're a snake in the fucking grass is what you are. That's it. You're a snake in the fucking grass, and you should honestly say okay because that's what you are. You move in silence, but you're fucking deadly. Scene. I know that was rough, and you guys are going to be like, wow, I know why you shouldn't make it as an actress. It's not about me. That is truly explosive. It's explosive to hear. I know my rendition of reading it wasn't the best. I should have got a whole production of like, other people playing the parts, but I am so appalled. I mean, appalled enough to where it got me out of bed at 3 a.m. to get ready and film because I mean, honestly, thank God Wes and Amanda showed up to the reunion. I really don't know what to say. Andy left yesterday saying this is the most intense reunion he's ever done, and he's done over 100, 150 reunions, and this is the most intense one that he's ever done. And Andy does love to exaggerate to get us to watch, but I don't think anything from Summer House needs any exaggeration. We're going to be watching, much like the screeners. Like, you guys, enough with the screeners. Maybe I'm jealous. Anyways, I don't know. I'm still processing kind of what to think from that. Obviously, Team Sierra. Obviously, like, Amanda's losing this battle. The whole cast is against her and West. And I would fucking hate if I was sitting next to her. And I just don't see how they're coming back from this. I don't see how one or both are not going to be fired. I mean, Wes for sure is trying to do damage control, especially over the last couple of episodes that we've seen him apologizing to Sierra right and left. And for like the last 2 episodes, he was like, yeah, can I talk to you? I just want to apologize again. Like, you don't have to say anything. Okay, that's it. And, I was on Bravo Breakdowns podcast this week, and I mentioned, isn't West a writer? Like, why is he so bad with his words with Sierra? And the issue is he's lying. He's fumbling his words because he's lying. That's his tell. And he all of a sudden can't articulate anything. He knows nothing about his feelings. And he like claims to be this like liberal, emotionally intelligent, caring, good friend, reading between the lines, great writer, good worker, like all like partier, like networker, connector type of guy. And all of the sudden, all of that just goes out the window. You can't look Sierra in the eye. You don't give her the respect that she deserves. You don't give her the time of day to like validate, her feelings and her side. You just kind of dismiss her and then kind of just do the bare minimum to grease it over so you're not uncomfortable in the house and you can keep a job. Well, I hope he doesn't keep his job because I don't want somebody like on my screen who does that and also is like being inauthentic. Do you know what I mean? I will say, here's my thing. I have been like a huge fan of Wes from the beginning. I will say in the beginning when he came on, it took me a second to warm up to him because, as we know, we've been burned by many a Bravo guys. Okay. And obviously, like, he won me over, the rest of America, the rest of the Bravo audience, like, whatever, right? But I will say, when he came on the screen, and I'm always looking up people's birth charts, right? Like, I'm always looking up, like, how they communicate, like, whatever. It's my little tool, okay? I just keep going back to his big 3, being a Capricorn sun, a Sagittarius moon, and a Scorpio rising. It is so calculating. As a double Sagittarius, I love that people don't think I can be calculating. I absolutely can be, and I think as a moon sign, it's crazy. They're kind of mean. They're not my favorite. It's kind of hit or miss for me, but again, we're not talking about me. I just keep going back to like, it's all analytical, it's all emotional manipulation, and it's all for how people perceives him, and like everything needs to work in his favor to like so he can be perceived. So like this is how it's like working in my brain, right? The Sagittarius and the Scorpio are like calculating it. The Scorpio rising is like, it's actually really the Sagittarius moon that's like moving and doing the things, and the Scorpio rising is communicating with the Scorpio moon being like coming up with this plan, and the fucking Capricorn in him cannot be not diplomatic. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Capricorns are really diplomatic people and they care about what other people think, but they're a little more reserved, and sometimes they get one of their, you know, like a word that people describe, and I do as well, it's cold. They can be cold and rigid. And, you know, Sierra, I think, has been honest in her confessional, saying that she's like trying to be less rigid and more open. And she's a Capricorn stellium. And I don't know. Sorry, I went on this astrology rant, but my point is it's because it, like, you need to know that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that plays into this. And I feel like there is a lot behind the scenes going on that West is still somehow breadcrumbing Sierra. But I have to say, girl to girl, and I understand, like, I've been down bad for a guy for, you know, for like somebody that I've dated really short for a while, right? Like, and this has happened many a times. But I feel like at some point, like, you can only control yourself and your emotions. And like, if you don't want to be treated that way, like, don't allow it. Do you know what I mean? And like, by Sierra, like, just playing this game of like trying to like black cat and like be a cool girl and like pretend like that like Wes isn't bothering her when like it really does bother her, and like she wants to be friends with him. I think this all could have just been cleared up in communication and by being vulnerable and putting yourself out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's scary. No one likes that. But like, I just feel like when people don't communicate, they just, you know, end up getting hurt more. I just think like he was doing stuff behind the scenes and breadcrumbing her, and she was still holding out hope that like maybe they could rebuild their friendship and then maybe they could get back together. But obviously that didn't happen. And I just think the whole way that this went down is so fucked up on many levels, because obviously you have, you know, Sierra, black woman, Amanda and West white. And this came out right after KJ, Mia, and Sierra shared their black experience being on reality TV and a predominantly white cast the episode before. And then all of this like came out, and Sierra was like, you know, I was getting death threats, and Wes was like, yeah, I was getting called racist. And I was like, what? Like, I just, shut up. He talks like a baby. Like, Wes and Amanda like really baby talk, and it's like very annoying. But I just think it's so diabolical that like, you know, all of this came out after that episode when the whole table was like being there for Sierra and like validating her and KJ and Mia, and then to be like, oh well, yeah, but we still don't see you. And it is exactly true what Sierra said in her confessional. It's just like saying, you know, that like Wes still doesn't, it's like her intuition was truly, her future self was like truly trying to protect her and say like, yeah, he doesn't see you, girl, move on. And it's just, it's so fucked up, and it's such a bad feeling to not be seen by somebody that you care about, your friend, your ex, your current, people in the workspace. Like, it's a really shitty place to not feel seen. I think we all know that experience, and we can all have empathy for that moment and what Sierra's feeling, because it's super relatable. And then in the next couple of episodes, so they had the dinner, and then now all of this came out obviously April 1st, right? We've been examining, cross-examining, going back into Summer House episodes. Amanda and West are under a microscope. The way that like Amanda's actions are acting, which by the way, I always thought they were weird anyways. And what was up even before this broke? What was up with like Ben wanting to fuck her in Italy, and then like her going on about it and playing into it and being like, and she really thought her confessional was that's on you, sir. I'm married. Like, what? I don't know. It's crazy. And then she like tells Wes like, oh, watch my butt as I walk away. Like, and then she's like getting in the middle of him and like girls. And then Wes is making out with a girl right next to Sierra. That was so, That was so calculated to me. Like, it's the biggest fuck you. It's the biggest slap in the face to be like, she already told you she doesn't feel seen. And then you are like, yeah, I don't see her. And then he's like telling the girl sitting on his lap, oh, I like kind of used to date her or something. Like, we hooked up, like, whatever. Like, it's whatever. And then she goes in her confessional to say, like, yeah, it's basically validating that he doesn't see me. And extremely true. And at that point, I would have been done, but that's just me. Also, Amanda gets in a fight with Kyle over Wes because she's kind of been setting up, this season too, like later in the season. If you kind of read between the lines, and she's trying to coach Wes on how to repair and mend the situation with Sierra so they can still be on Summer House together. I know Amanda is going to be in the city, which that's crazy. Like, what's going to happen? Because now her and Kyle are getting a divorce. So like, and obviously like the cast hates her. So like, who's she going to hang out with? Like, she's not going to hang out with Lindsay or Danielle or like probably any of the new people. She's not going to hang out with Kyle. So like, is she just going to be edited out of the city? I don't know about that. And then they were also going to do, allegedly, this is what I heard, a spinoff of Summer House Ozarks edition and have West lead that initiative and do like a spinoff of that. But now no one wants that. Also, in this last episode, the most recent episode for this week, we see Sierra saying like, hey, like, let's get a coffee. I want to talk tomorrow. And Wes, they finally like meet up. It's like towards the end of the episode, and they meet up, or they sit down and talk. And Wes is like looking, like Sierra is like right here, and like I'm Wes, and I'm just like looking straight, and he's just like, yeah. He like really doesn't say anything, and she's like crying, and he's just doing the bare minimum, and he just is, I don't know. And then he like hugs her. It's so diabolical. And then that episode also opens with Amanda being like, I see you. I see you. I wanted to fucking jump through the screen and like protect Sierra at all costs and like be like Charlotte York and be like, no, I cursed the day you were born, Because how do you sit there and lie to your friend? And sure, maybe they weren't physically hooking up then, but I really do believe with the other rumors and timelines that have come out that they were potentially having an emotional affair, definitely before physical. And I don't know. It's crazy. You threw this all away. You ruined Wes's game, by the way, because he didn't want to be tied down. He just wanted to fuck you along with other girls, Brianna Chicken Fry and whoever the fuck else. And this all sort of started around the Super Bowl, allegedly, or early sometime in February. Everybody's saying late Feb, but I think this is around the Super Bowl because Brianna Chicken Fry and Dave Portnoy came out and said, Brianna Chicken Fry told me that Wes and Amanda are dating, and he's also hooking up with Sierra, which is crazy because like they were at the Super Bowl together. And I thought that was so random. And everybody thought, this was like going to be good. And like this season, they were going to get back together. And then now look at us. It was so diabolical. And apparently like there was rumors that they had hooked up like again recently, like before this all broke, which is why I think it like obviously stings more. I mean, it's not, but I just, oh my God, I like couldn't imagine you're hooking up with Amanda and Sierra, let alone anybody else. What about Horse Girl? What about the tie that he wore on Watch What Happens Live when he lied about hooking up with Amanda and saying, oh, we're just buddies, I'm showing her the streets. Huh? She's like born and bred there. I know Jersey, but still, it's like the same shit. And she's lived in New York for many a year. She doesn't need to be shown the streets. Like, then this week, Jesse Solomon was on Watch What Happens Live and gave a lot of insight as to the timeline. And he does feel a little coached by West. I think Jesse is kind of playing neutral. He's probably worried about the world tour and if this is going to ruin the world tour. I don't think it will, because I don't think there was ever a world tour to be ruined. But he is going on tour, actually starting today, I think, or tomorrow. So anyways, he was saying that Andy was asking him about the timeline, and he goes, late Feb. Okay, they started hooking up late Feb. Like, he couldn't even say, like, late February, like, this is what it is, this is how I feel about it. Like, Jesse seemed, he did give us insight, like, grateful for that, but, like, it did seem like the bare minimum. And he said that, Wes has said that he, like, reached out to some of the cast members on his podcast, which, by the way, who even knew that he had one? And KJ is on Threads. He's threading it up, and he said that he never got any text messages. And, you know, everybody's just they're trying to do, like, really shittily damage control. And it's like, are they not listening to any PR person? And it's like, obviously you've burned the bridge with Lindsay Hubbard. She would have given you the best PR advice. You know what I mean? This is messy. I just need the reunion to come stat. Like, I need the reunion stat. I will be having events. You guys go to realitywithraya.com and look at my events page for things coming up. I have multiple things coming up. Nothing has been announced because I'm waiting on dates for everything. So as soon as they are, I'll be posting it on social and on my website. So go there. Let me just see. Oh my God. Also, and I forgot about this. God, it has just been a whirlwind of a month, I tell you. I forgot to say this. Kyle Cook was seen making out with Megan King Edmonds. The most awkward photo I've ever seen in my life. Kyle's on his tippy toes. He has his hands just like on her shoulders, not even like around her neck, just like on her shoulders. He looks uncomfortable. She's stiff as a board. She looks uncomfortable. There's no chemistry at all. Maybe he was trying to do it to get more insight as to, you know, Wes and Amanda, because if anybody's going to be on the case, it's MKE for sure. You know, she's going to crack it. But she's kind of going through it because she lost custody of her kids to her ex-husband, and we need her back on RTV stat as well. I really liked her, actually. I want to say another thing. You guys, we have never been more divided as a country than we are now about this Wes and Amanda naming of the scandal situation. I have heard some of the worst names come out of people's mouths, and it is like nails on a chalkboard. Some of them being Scamanda. Everybody's calling this Scamanda. Babe, there's already a true crime documentary named Scamanda. It's about Amanda Riley, who faked cancer and stole a bunch of money from other families of kids who had cancer and beat it 4 times and got pregnant. It's called Scamanda. It's a podcast and a Hulu show. Do your journalistic research. Somebody else said, the second worst one I've heard is Amanda Vol. I don't even know where to begin. In what world does Amanda Vol make sense, you guys? I said, that makes absolutely no sense. The only way that Scandoval made sense was because Tom Sandoval's name was Sandoval, Scandal, Scandoval. Do you understand what I'm saying? She comes back to me to say, no, it's like Watergate, how everybody says, like Lucy, Juicy Applegate. Like, you know, like, oh, Birkengate, or I don't know, I made that up. But like, you know, whatever it is, gate. And I'm like, okay, but like Watergate is not Richard Nixon's name. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, Sandoval is Tom Sandoval's name. And so she goes, so the vol comes from like Watergate, like gate, you know, you just add vol to everything. And I was like, no, girl, you don't. That's like saying that you're adding, so that's like basically Watergate being named like Richard Nixon, and you're adding Ixon to everything, and it's called like Amanda Ixon or like West Ixon scandal. Like, it just, oh my God, nothing rolls off the tongue less than that. Although there was another one that did not roll off the tongue. Anyway, so corporate is denying the claims. We are not calling it Amandaval, and we are not calling it Scamanda. Hold on, let me pull up the thread. Somebody said white nonsense gate. Agree. Okay, people are also mispronouncing Amanda's last name like Batuglia or whatever. And I didn't understand that one, but apparently Dave Portnoy mispronounced it. But I was thinking like we should do like Amanda Beluga, like beluga whale. I know she's not like, she's skinny, but I don't know. It's like, what is Batuglia? Batuglia, Googlia, Julia? Like, I don't, again, it's fucking terrible. Oh my God. Somebody else said Homanda or Damn Man. It's okay. Somebody was saying that they've heard West Mandival. That's worse. That's literally worse. West Mandival. I said West Mandival has got to be the worst one. I haven't heard that yet. I'm upset you brought it to my attention, but nonetheless, a word salad. It sounds like nails on a chalkboard. Could not agree with my past self more. West Mandival? No. Again, I'm going to tell you my top names for the scandal that I think we should really come together and name it. We need to do it. I am loving West TD. Now, apparently, Mark Francis of Ladies of London was on Watch What Happens Live last night. And apparently in London and the UK, they're calling it absolutely West TD. Like, they are super aligned and just coming together in this fight. And they're calling it West TD. That I love. And we can't get it together. I just think it just shows how divided America really is. Again, I also love Midwest. West Side Story. Okay? I think those are three really good names. Midwest, West TD, West Side Story. We don't need Amanda Vol, no, like none of that is working for me. You guys are trying too hard. Nothing makes sense. Midwest to me makes the most sense. Let me tell you why. He's from the Midwest. His name is West and he's Midwest. It's like a double entendre. It's a pun. I just think it's the best one, to be honest. That is my spiel on that. Sierra was on the cover of Glamour magazine as well, which was great. She was talking about her side, which I'm so glad that she's been doing ads out the ass. She's been doing magazines. Rihanna is trying to set her up with Michael B. Jordan. Mia is in the pockets of Rihanna, not pockets, but like Mia is like becoming best friends with Rihanna as well. I mean, I love that. I do think Sierra needs to do more like red carpet correspondence, kind of take the Paige and Hannah route and do that. Maybe get a cameo somewhere. Obviously do the modeling. She wants to model, so she needs to, get booked on more campaigns. I think she's going to have the Ariana Madix glow up of it all. And I think she's going to be just fine. I do think that she is like so deserving of like a really hot, high net worth, A-list actor type thing. Like Michael B. Jordan and Sierra, like absolutely. Like I really think that they could be good together, at least visually. You know what I mean? Speaking of celebrity datings, Jacob Elordi and Kendall Jenner are hanging out. And I don't know, like, I'm okay with Jacob Elordi dating anybody else except for Olivia Jade for some reason. I don't know, but I don't know why I don't really like her. But something about her vibe, I just don't love that. And I also feel like they've broken up and gotten back together a couple times. And I feel like she's like playing with his heart. And I'm like, don't do that to my baby. Now, I'm sure all the other women will too. It's like, Kendall Jenner just did that commercial and was like, they say all of my exes like has the Kardashian curse, but I'm not a Kardashian, or like, I don't know, whatever she says. But at least he's not an athlete. It's like Kylie and Kendall really got, oh my God, I said that like so backwards. That sounds like Ashley and Mary-Kate. Jesus Christ. Kendall and Kylie really have leveled up with their A-list actor boyfriends, and I'm here for it. Like Oscar nominated. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, let's get away from the athletes. It's clearly not working. Let me just see if I have any more Summer House on my list. I don't think I do. So, yeah. I'm shooketh to my core, I have to tell you. So, we will see. Oh, I do have one thing. I forgot. Luke from Summer House and Winter Games is running for Congress in Vermont. Oh my God. We don't need another like celebrity running for any type of mayoral, Congress, any seat in politics at all. We have Spencer Pratt in California. We have Luke, what's his last name? Gilbertson or something, fucking going for Vermont. Please make it stop. Like, Luke is hot, but like, just make your maple syrup and like leave the politics to like other bad people, I guess. Oh my God. Lisa Hochstein has a mugshot now, and I have to say it's the prettiest mugshot I've ever seen in my life. She's gorgeous. Her makeup's done. The Botox is Botoxing. The lips are lipping. The makeup looks amazing. Full beat. She might have even brought in a ring light. Who knows? Let me tell you, her fuck-ass ex-husband put out a warrant for her and Jody's arrest. Mind you, her and Jody are not together anymore. Jody already got arrested. And Lisa was like on the run, and there was like Sutton's roller was like tracking it. It was like the tracker, like Lisa on the run for like 47 hours. Or like whatever it was. Anyways, it was like kind of funny. But anyways, Lisa ended up having to turn herself in because Lenny said that they both tampered with evidence and put a listening device in his car while they were going through their divorce, and he's trying to get their settlement thrown out or something like that. He's got to be the worst person ever. I don't care if he does the most amazing tits you've ever seen in your life. Stop going to him. You know what I mean? What about Terry Dubrow? It's like, can he not do good tits too? I cannot believe how bad he continues to like treat Lisa. Like, every time my mind is blown. They were together for like, I don't know, 10 or 12 years before they had kids. I think I know, bad on me, but I didn't watch seasons 1 through 3 of Miami, and I think she had like some fertility issues, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, ends up having her 2 beautiful kids. And then he fucking basically like leaves her ass for like a younger fucking prize of an Instagram model, which is crazy because Lisa is stunning. Like, Lisa does look the same on TV as she does in her Instagram. Yeah, she like tweaks it and face tunes it here and there like we all do, but like it's not like fucking, you know, Larsa coming on my screen. And I don't like Larsa, like all that work, and like you still have to put a filter. You know what I mean? Lisa is tiny. Lisa has a good personality. Sure, Lisa's late, but you know, it's her one flaw, you guys. I love Lisa. I love Lisa. And I just can't believe that Lenny has put her through all this with the kids. He locked her out of the house. He like, you know, all that stuff that was happening in season 3 and 4 of Miami. And by the way, it's on pause. Pick up the fucking cameras. I just think it was such a lie that Andy in production was like, oh, there wasn't enough views. Don't say that. Just say like that people don't want to film and that it's like hard to cast or something. Because don't blame us. I was a loyal watcher, okay? I'm a fan of Miami, okay? And you're telling me after the Haitian Mortician and delivering the most iconic reunion in one of the best seasons and like in their prime, you're going to put them on pause again? Put it on Peacock. Like, they were doing good there. Like, just put it back on Peacock or something. I don't know. I think it has to do with like Todd of Alexia and Todd like suing the network. I don't know. I guess the case it got dismissed or he canceled it or something, but I still think there was like bad blood, and now like nobody wants to film because they're afraid like somebody's going to get sued. And like Alexia, I'm still so confused about that because we like really left it with like Alexia and Todd like doing so good, and then like total whiplash when like they all went to Alexia's condo with that like divorce lawyer, and like it was echoing because it's like all windows and like marble, that like gaudy Z Gallery shit, and it was like all echoing. And then like Adriana was like, yeah, I was like leaving your condo that day in the elevator, and Todd was like, we're getting divorced, and Alexia was like, we're not. And then literally they did like a half whiplash. Like, It was so, like, we never heard anything. They were like the perfect couple, and then all of a sudden they like hate each other, and then they got divorced, and then we all thought it was for like tax purposes or like money purposes, and then Alexia still fucks with him, like literally, and I'm not sure what's going, and now he's suing the network, and I'm just not really sure what's going on there, and like with Todd, you know what I mean? Anyways, Monkey is out of jail, but she does have a beautiful mugshot, and Lenny's a piece of shit, dude. I can't get over it. It's awful. Speaking of husbands who like don't really know what housewives are, Real Housewives of Rhode Island is fucking giving, you guys. If you're not watching, you were sorely mistaken. First of all, we have Ashley I on there. Ashley Incognetti. She was on The Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise, and she is married to Jared Haben. I don't know how to say their last name. She is a main cast member, but right now she's still kind of giving friend, and like she is like a friend of Rosie. She's not. She's a main cast member, but they're like kind of representing the normies of America, I guess, or like the housewife watchers. And they have this coffee shop that is like Jared's baby, and that's their bread and butter, as well as influencing. Like their literal title and careers are influencer. And I do like the coffee shop idea. I hope it stays. I hope it lasts, because I really hate to see influencers and like talent that like I like, not talent like they have talent, but just like talent like on the TV, when they aren't like set up for like success. Cause like all this shit could go away tomorrow. You know what I mean? I guess it's not. Like people are like, it's not. It's here to stay. Okay, but like, don't you want to diversify your portfolio? I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, so I'm glad they have the coffee shop, and it's the #1 coffee shop in Rhode Island. I love that. I want to do a Rhode Island trip this summer. I think that would be great. Maybe this spring. I mean, it's already almost like done with spring here in Houston, but they're on there. There's another girl on there, Kelsey, who my friend's friend does her makeup, and I want to get more tea on it. I mean, I have nothing for you. She just like said that, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Well, their makeup looks good. I will say every single person on the cast, their makeup and hair slays. This is not giving like fucking even Salt Lake City, dude. They looked toe up their first season. These girls, Rhode Island, they have money. They have money, honey. They have not an extension seam in sight, not a lash out of place, designer out the ass, outfit slays. Like, I haven't seen one bad outfit. It's like, oh God, it's chef kisses. I also didn't know that everybody in Rhode Island speaks like that. Very Boston. Alicia is like, I need some crackers. I like my crackers. Cracker pizza. She is a pizza franchise owner, like, or maybe not franchise, but she has like a pizza business. And so they're like they have a pizza empire that she has, which pizza, anytime it's on TV, it's like making me think twice now. But and also speaking of pizza parlor, I did just watch The 5 Families on Netflix, and a lot of them had pizza places. Anyways, moving on. Alicia says that she ran over somebody with their car, and then on Watch What Happens Live, she clarifies it more and says the girl like dove in to her car and like kind of cracked the windshield, and like, you know, the other girl got arrested, I think, or something like that. So she didn't like really run somebody over, but that was a hilarious line. Going back to Kelsey has 2 boyfriends. One is a sugar daddy that she lives with part-time 6 months out of the year, and the other time he is in Miami with his other girlfriend or wife or something, arrangement, who knows, and he lives there. Now, you're telling me we have Monkey in jail, we have a crossover housewife sugar daddy situation, and you're telling me Miami isn't filming? It's on pause? I need the cameras back up. I need them back up stat. Which I think is crazy, because Kelsey was like, oh yeah, this is my boyfriend, and like posts like photos of him and like just obviously with his face covered. And it's like, it took the sleuths less than 12 hours to figure out who it was. It's the son of a famous judge. that apparently just passed away. And like the sugar daddy is cute, but I get it. Like Kelsey is very strategic, and I do love that about her. I'm loving that about her. Is she needed an exit plan. She's aging out. I think she's 30. She like got with him when she was 19 or 20, and like she's been with him for 10 years, and she's like used to this lifestyle. And, you know, she's trying to figure out her next move. She has this other boyfriend that she likes, but he can't provide the life that she wants, but she likes him. So we're watching that play out in real life, and people are very obsessed with her relationship. There's another lady on there, Liz, who looks just like Dolores, like dead ass, just like Dolores, talks like her, like everything. I'm not mad about it. She's married to her like sixth cousin twice removed. And it's crazy. It's a great show. It's a great show. If you guys are not watching, you really need to, because I'm living for my RHORI girls. Speaking of cameras back up, season 5 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives has resumed filming. Thank God. Taylor Frankie Paul says that she is still filming despite, you know, reports saying that she was out. She said that's not the call that I got. You know, I guess we love a chronically online queen. I will say one thing. You guys gave her such an ego. She thinks she's modern day Mother Teresa in the healing journey. And I'm gonna need her to stop. But we did this to ourselves. She's over here posting about like trauma this and healing that, and I'm sorry, but stop. I don't want to hear it. I need it off my screen. I need all of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives healing journeys to be off screen. Even Jesse and Marciano, like, okay, I think it's like fun, like online haha, and I really hope they're only doing it for views, because if they're doing it for real, we need to have a discussion, because Jessie has not been single like a day in her life. She went from her ex-husband to allegedly cheating on him with Jordan, to marrying Jordan, to that being like crazy abusive and manipulative, to now like you're barely single and you're like making out with Marciano at the Hulu Get Real event. I don't know. I'm really hoping it's reviews. I like them together, but like not on a serious note. I just think Jessie needs like therapy. Real therapy, not Mormon therapy. And not to see her like life coach or whatever she has. I don't know how I feel about life coaches. And other housewives news, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Big Papa died. R.I.P. If you guys remember OG, he was Kim's sugar daddy. And we love a housewife with the sugar daddy, you know. But R.I.P. Finally, David, the singer, D4VD or whatever, you know, David, the singer, he has been arrested for suspicion of murder for the body that was found in his Tesla from the junkyard when it got towed away because it smelled so bad, blah, blah, blah. It was registered in his name. He finally got arrested. Thank God. We will see what comes of that. I'm hoping it goes on trial. Oh, I forgot to say this. This was such a blimp in the radar. Jen Shah did a People magazine interview that was like maybe 30 minutes long. It was so stupid. It could have been an email. She's talking about, first of all, she still didn't take responsibility. Second of all, she was talking about, really, I didn't care anything that she had to say, but I did watch it, and it was a whole lot of word salad and extremely PR trained, in my opinion, because she didn't take accountability. She still doesn't think that she did anything wrong. She still blames Stewart or whatever her other she's like, my co-conspirator. She doesn't even name him. She just like says that because she's like, I'm so mad at him, you know? She did it and like he took the fall. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. But she did talk about how her and Elizabeth Holmes are best friends, and like how she like is really like making a difference in the jail, and how she was on poop duty with Elizabeth Holmes. I don't care. Jailbirds season 4 or something. Get her on there. Like, other than that, I don't care. Why are we giving Jen Shah the time of day for a exclusive People magazine? And she probably paid for it. That's what happened. She probably paid for it. Another show that I can't stop talking about really is The Life and Death of Lamar Odom on Netflix. What a weird documentary. Why would he do that? I'm really not getting the point of the documentary, because at the end, he hasn't really learned anything. He's just like, let's go to Vegas and party. And everybody's speculating that he was using during the documentary or like while filming. And I mean, I loved that Chloe was on it. I loved Chloe's perspective. I loved how honest she was. It filled a lot of holes for me as a viewer, I feel like. I will say what a hard 24 that was. Wow. I just also can't believe she was 20 fucking 4 years old. Like, to marry this guy. And I do think she really loved Lamar. And Lamar the whole time on this documentary is like claiming clout. He's like, I just wanted her because she was more famous than me, and that was a lifestyle that I wanted, and so I married her. And I don't know if like all of that is true. I do think they had a genuine connection. I think something happened behind the scenes, because he's always like begging for her. He's like, that's my wife, that's my wife. And something had to happen between the documentary and all of the press, because he like never validates Chloe's existence. Like, he never validates that she saved his life. He goes, well, God saved my life, or like I saved my own life, or something like that. He never validates that when he was in a coma in the hospital and his dad was like, take him off life support, and Chloe canceled the divorce and was like, no, I'm his beneficiary. I'm his next of kin. I'm his power of attorney. Like, what do you need? He was like $100 and some Nikes, and she was like, done. She had to have security like 24/7 because drug dealers were trying to come, and like people were trying to like come, get him for like money that he owed, or like, things like that. And I just like, Chloe is really a saint. Like, she is my favorite Kardashian if I had one. And she really does deserve all the goodness. And she's a great mom, and she's funny. She's been genuine this whole time. She's always stayed true to herself. And I don't know. I mean, much like me, unlucky in love, right? We have good hearts, and we like to see the good in people. And it will work out for her at some point whenever she's ready and open. I just think we need to get away from that, from the athletes. Maybe Jacob Elordi and Timothée Chalamet can hook her up with another A-list actor that, is tall and that she would be into. I'm like, who would I see Chloe with? I don't know. I'd have to think on it. But yeah, that documentary was like, so I don't want to say it was like a waste of time. Like, it was interesting because it like filled a lot of holes with like the gaps of like what was going on, and like keeping up with the Kardashians and Chloe and Lamar and like whatever other spinoff that they had. And also the way that he was like cheating on her all the time with like hookers in hotel rooms, and he like OD'd, and like the hooker called Chris and was like, I'm with Lamar, like, you need to come get him, something happened. And she like calls Chloe, and she's like, come get your husband, like, I'm done with him. I've been fucking him for like 6 months, and I can't do it anymore. Like, he's crazy, and he just OD'd. Like, come get him. I wish nothing but the best for her. And Lamar's being delusional, saying like, I'm gonna go coach basketball. I mean, thank God he still has money, I guess. Like, thank God he hasn't blown it all on crack. But he's delusional, thinking that he's going to coach a college basketball or the NBA or like anything like that. Like, nobody's going to want him. He's a liability, and he can't stay clean, allegedly. Okay, another story that has taken the internet by storm is this Alix versus Alix situation. I have insider information. If you've made it this far, thank you. You're going to want to stay for this. My friend, the Bravo mom, was the one that semi-reignited this feud with Alix versus Alix, okay? Lix versus Lex, okay? My friend, the Bravo mom, posted that Alex Cooper is like a resemblance of like an ambulance chaser and like the Grim Reaper, and she's like always there at the worst possible time that you could ever be going through, and she's like wanting you to sit down for like an interview and like to announce things and stuff. Now, I will say my friend ended up on TMZ, and Harvey basically he was like asking her about that. And Harvey was like, well, you could say that about any journalist, and like Oprah or like the Today Show or like just really like, any news person, like that's, what they do. But here's the thing. I just don't see like Alex Cooper as like the news. You know what I mean? Like, I know podcasts are the new news and also like a different type of news. I mean, I guess there's credibility there. She has obviously a lot of credible guests, but she obviously interviewed the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, at the time. And I mean, that's a lot of credibility, for Kamala Harris to be doing just a podcast called Call Her Daddy. It's going to be in the history books. Like, I don't know. Doesn't Alex Cooper want to rebrand? I hate the name. I always have. It's like, when she broke off, she should have rebranded, in my opinion. Or at least like a year later or something, whenever she got famous. But that's just me. Why didn't she just name it like Unwell? I don't know. And she stole that from Sophia Franklin. I can't wait to read her book. Anyways. So my friend says all this. It gets a lot of traction. Alix Earle reposted on TikTok. And then the world blew up. Well, everybody was going back and forth. And then like a week later, Coachella happens. Coachella weekend 1. And then that Monday, Alex Cooper hops on at like fucking like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. She's like, Alex, hey girl, say what you need to say. There's no NDA. Get it off your chest. Fucking crazy. Alix Earle is still sleeping from her hangover state. That is Coachella and Crazy Weekend. And she finally wakes up around, I don't know, like 4 or whatever. She wakes up in the afternoon. I'm making up times here, but it was like definitely in the afternoon. We were like waiting all day for her to like respond and see the video. Her friends, bless them, recorded the whole thing in landscape, which they do vlog, but also I do feel like it could be for Alix Earle's Netflix show that's coming out, her reality show that she's filming, which if she's smart, and I do think she is, would save it for the show. So they film her. Alix Earle posts like a snippet of her like watching the video on her social, but not before she comments on the post directly and says, okay, exclamation point, exclamation point. So we have been patiently waiting for like a week and a half for Alix Earle's response. I don't think it's coming. Alix Earle's pushing her Real Actives skincare line. She's doing so much shit. She is booked and busy, which is great. I don't think she's going to be making a response, at least now, but I do think she will be addressing it on her Netflix show. And if she's not, what an opportunity missed. You know what I mean? We just like need to know. And I think it's so crazy that even Alex Cooper didn't even say what it was, because I will say I do agree with, here we go, Dave Portnoy again in the fucking mix with the girls. I do agree with him on this, that he was like, I hate this back and forth. Like, Alex Cooper, if you say there's no NDA, like, just say it, Because, like, she could have said it, too. It didn't have to be Alix Earle. Like, if Alex Cooper knows something, then say it. But I don't know. I'm an Earle girl for life. I love Alix Earle. I respect Alex Cooper's business acumen, but I don't. And, like, what she's, like, created for herself, but I don't like love her as a person. Maybe it's like an entity. I respect it, but not like, she's not like my cup of tea as like a person, if that makes sense. But again, I don't know any of these people. So maybe she could be my new best friend and like her public persona just sucks. You know what I mean? But really that's where we're at, this Alix versus Alix drama. It was the best break from like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and like all this Summer House drama that has been going on. Because there's just some like name on name, blonde on blonde crime. You know what I mean? They look alike. They have the same name. They were under the same network. People were saying that this feud started because of a Carl's Jr. ad. I don't think that's what it was. I think this was definitely over like the podcast, Alix Earle's Hot Mess podcast, and maybe the demands of the Unwell network that they were wanting, or the contract or payout. I think this has to do with contracts and payment versus like not getting a Carl's Jr. ad because you have the same PR person. I just don't think that's it. And maybe it's like all encompassing. Like maybe it's just a bunch of little things that has like become this like really big thing, and like, you know, but I need to know what the fuck is up. And I did think Alix Earle having a podcast was weird. I never listened to it. I'm not gonna lie. I never listened to it. She needed the show. She needed a Netflix show. She needed a reality show. And I remember when she's like, oh, I have something coming. And then she announced like the Hot Mess podcast under Unwell. Everybody was like, this is not what we wanted. We wanted a reality show. So it's like now she finally got it right. And she was big back then too, because I was going to say maybe she didn't have the right people around her or she wasn't big enough, but she was big back then. But maybe now she has like a better team around her that's like guiding her better, her meaning Alix Earle. And maybe now she's like able to get her, you know, Netflix show, and her dad's her manager and stuff like that. And I don't know much about him, but I do think he's probably a really good businessman. Okay, let me see if there's anything else that I have missed from this show, from this episode. I don't think so. I'm going to be talking about the Valley at some point because I have some thoughts on that, but we have to stick to the task at hand. That's it for this episode, you guys. Please rate, subscribe anywhere you get podcasts with Reality with Raya, on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Follow me, Reality with Raya, on Instagram and TikTok. And I hope you liked the episode, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.